Hey there, my name is David Kozlowski, and you're listening to the Peru Travel Podcast, a show where we talk all about Peru travel. Between my co-host Kevin Girl and myself, we have over 6 years of work and experience in the Peru travel industry. We've developed a business called Kachi Life that helps push the limits of sustainable tourism and provides help and support to those surrounding communities that otherwise don't benefit from the travel industry. We are Kachi Life, and this is the Peru Travel Podcast. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Peru Travel Podcast. I'm your host, David Kozlowski. Alongside of me is Kevin Groh. Today, we're doing a 10-day trip itinerary to Peru. That means that we're going to give you a complete guide, 10 days, and we're actually going to split this up into two different podcasts. We're going to do an adventure podcast for a 10-day itinerary for Adventurous, like the adventure types, if you will. And we're also going to do another one that is for cultural, more chill experience. Is that right, Kev?
Yeah, I mean, if the kids doing the adventure, going parasailing, things like that, doing something crazy, sandboarding versus...
Did you say kids?
Yeah,
like,
kids.
How are you defining kids now? You're 30 plus
6
years old. Okay, all right.
Versus people that, aren't really interested in doing 4-day treks or, bungee jumping or...
Sure.
You like the museums.
Cool. Well, before we get started, we got some cleanup work. First off, we've got a Facebook group. If you're new to the Peru Travel Podcast, check out our Facebook group. It is Peru Tips for Travelers. It's on Facebook. It's a great community, great place for people to ask questions. No one makes fun of anybody. There's no advertisement going on. It's a great place. Go check it out. Add it. That's our plug for the Peru Tips for Travelers Facebook group. Also, looks like we've got some reviews we're going to check out and kind of give you guys a little bit of some love, because we've mentioned in the past, if you leave a review, we will post it or talk about it rather. So Kevin's going to pull up his 2 favorite reviews in a second, and I'm going to do a quick plug for if you are going to Peru. There is a business that we started called Kachi Life. That's why we started the Peru Tips for Travelers podcast. Kachi Life is based around sustainable tourism. The reason we started it was when we went to the Inca Trail, we met a guy named David, and David sort of changed our lives, and we wanted to help him and his family. And after this experience, we started Kachi with David, partnering up with him, and it's been great. We've been running for about 3 years now, and things are going good, and we love it, and we love helping people. Ryan Community is involved with this. And Ryan Community is a great tour that we offer where basically we send people to a local community, get their real authentic Quechua experience. Shameless plug is Kachi Life. I've been throwing it like crazy. We got some reviews, though, we're going to go into as we're pulling up those. Kevin, what do you got?
So we have one review from a guy named Fortnite Jock. Gave a great review.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
I wonder if he plays Fortnite.
I've never played.
You never played? Dude, I think it's kind of like Minecraft with like a bunch of killing, I think. I don't really know. I know you build stuff, and I know that's like Battle Royale.
Yeah, I thought you just kill things in Fortnite.
I think you build stuff too.
Oh, really? I have no idea.
It's the kids would know.
Yeah, the
kids would know.
This is the kid episode, remember? So they'll tell us. They'll write in and they'll tell us. So first review from Fortnite Jock. He goes, I'll listen to the rest of the series just because I'm trying to learn as much as possible for my trip in 2 months. So he's going in October right now. These guys are down to earth, which I prefer over stuffy and sterile. They don't claim to be bilingual experts or geniuses.
Not at all.
So I wasn't expecting everything to be grammatically correct, which we're going to butcher some names in this episode here.
Always. We stay butchering names.
Yeah, we're trying. We're learning. David says we need to learn Spanish anyway, so.
Yeah, sure, that, German, and everything else. Okay.
So he goes, though I did laugh super hard when in the first episode they were trying to pronounce Bjorn baby backpacks. Bjorn. That was hilarious. Do
you think he meant Deuter?
I thought it was Deuter that we were talking about.
I don't remember ever talking about Bjorn. I don't even know what that is. Sounds like it's a baby pack. So that's what. Okay. All right. Whatever. Yeah. I got nothing.
So yeah, that's the review we got there.
Cool. Again, if you guys throw reviews, you can throw us a 5-star.
We'll even read the bad one. When they're like, this is a catastrophe, and you don't know how to say Spanish words.
Yeah. Those are my favorite. Well, we don't claim to be Spanish experts, but it's all right. Anyways, guys, let's get into the 10-day itinerary for the Peru adventure itinerary. And if you guys want this itinerary after we're done, go ahead and leave a comment, shoot us an email, or hit us up on the Facebook group and just ask, we want the itinerary in a PDF form. We're going to definitely print these puppies off. If you want one, let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to keep it and hang on to it until somebody says, hey, I want that. All right. All right, Kev. So break it down. Day one, what do we got?
So day one, I mean, you're arriving in Lima. That's just what it comes down to. You're coming into Lima super late. All the flights come in at like 11 p.m.
Did they all come in at 11? Like, is that,
I mean,
just the States or?
From the States. Yeah, from the States. If you're coming from the States, they're coming in. A lot of them are coming in really, really late.
Okay. So most flights coming in at nighttime.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to go pass out.
Yep. If you do get there a little bit earlier though, however, you got a couple different options. You're probably going to get there in the afternoon if you're getting there earlier.
Okay. And I arrive in the afternoon. What am I doing?
So, you probably just want to do something kind of chill. You could rent some bikes along the if you get down to Miraflores, if you're staying in Miraflores.
Okay.
Miraflores.
Where do we rent bikes?
Just along the boardwalk down there. There's a bunch of different bike shops.
If you're not familiar with the boardwalk, I'm assuming you just walk to the ocean.
Yeah, just head towards the ocean. You'll see it.
Got it. Check.
Yeah.
Get to Lima, go to Miraflores, walk to the ocean, get a bike.
Yep. And then just ride up and down Miraflores.
All right.
Yeah. So that's probably where I would start. Just, leisurely stroll through the different areas. Check it out.
Okay.
Get acquainted.
Okay. And let's hypothetically say that we get there. It's like 9 o'clock. I don't want to go biking. It's dark out. My first kind of thing that I like to do is I like to get some food.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I mean,
new country, new cuisine. Yeah. Let's dine out. Where can we pick out first night there?
Let's dig in. There's a bunch of there's good places in Miraflores. One that's really cool is if you're staying in Miraflores, which is kind of a little bit of a touristy district.
It's touristy, scale. But it's a nicer place to stay, right?
Yeah, it's nicer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not, when we say nicer, it's not really expensive in the grand scheme of what you would pay for a hotel. And I mean, we're in Nashville. Nashville's more expensive than Miraflores.
Right. I mean, that's where your areas of like the Hilton are going to be, and
sure. And still the prices are pretty affordable.
Yeah, it's
like
affordable.
We stayed in an Airbnb. I don't remember what we spent, but it was less than $100 a night.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And it was a 3-bedroom Airbnb.
Yeah, it was nice. It's super nice. So there, if you're in Miraflores, there's actually a really cool pyramid. That's in Miraflores.
Hold on, what about the restaurants?
There's a restaurant there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're like, okay, man, you got something to do, and you got a restaurant. Okay,
we're on a 10-day itinerary. We're gonna be efficient here. We're gonna see sights and eat at the same time.
Word. Okay. All
so, Huacachina. I think I got that right.
I hope, man. You get tore up.
So it's a Incan pyramid site, but there's also a pretty nice restaurant at the historical site.
Okay.
And it's good Peruvian food.
All right. And if we're speaking of experience, do you by chance remember the name of the tapas bar that we went to our second trip to Lima?
I don't remember the name.
The problem is like there's so many great restaurants and you stumble upon them. I think if you go to Google, type in a restaurant, the chance of finding something good, provided that there's good reviews. I mean, this tapas bar, we like stumbled upon it. It was delicious. It was great.
Right. And the restaurants in Lima are open super late. So even if you're arriving late, hit the restaurants up.
And it's a cuisine capital of the world. So
yeah, seriously.
I wouldn't stress it. This is not something like that's since we're talking about Peru travel, real quick plug on Lima is like, you're in Lima, try to enjoy it. The food is amazing. Don't just see a city and go, oh, there's nothing for me to do, or I want to go to the clubs or whatever. Get some food. Because the food is incredible in Lima. That's the best ceviche I've ever had in my entire life. Mangoes, right? Wasn't the name Mangoes for brunch one time?
Yeah, Mangoes.
Mangoes was sick.
Yeah.
That was really good. Really good brunch.
I'm surprised you remember that. I couldn't remember the name. I was trying to remember when you asked earlier.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know how I remembered it either.
I guess another option is a good area to see if you're not, because you're probably going to fly out the next day to Cusco. If you're on a 10-day itinerary, you can hit up the Barranco neighborhood, which is a pretty cool neighborhood as well.
So what's Barranco?
So it's an area between Miraflores and the airport. Miraflores is about a 45-minute drive. Barranco's in between, so it's a little bit less. But that is basically the artsy district. So you're gonna there's some good sights to see there. You visit Catholic Cathedral. There is a bridge that was built in 1903 called the Puente de los Superos. Sorry, not in 1903, 1876, excuse me. But it was built to join the ends of the gorge in the area, but it's a pretty romantic area. So if you're going with your boyfriend or girlfriend, hit it up.
I have so many things. Why didn't we go, Kev? I thought we were in a serious bromance. You're not taking me to romance. You took me to a penis museum called Museo what? Yeah. Do you remember the museum that you took me to?
Museo Larco.
Yeah. You took me there, but you didn't take me to this?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to have to go back on podcasts.
Day two. We're just going to skip that. Day 2, you were flying to Cusco. You're going to want to leave really early because a lot of the flights in Cusco get delayed.
Yeah, they get delayed or canceled. And even still, like one of the times we went, we got rerouted to, what was it?
Arequipa.
And we stayed there literally on the plane for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the runway. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yep. So flying in early, you're not going to have much time once you actually get there because you're going to enter your hotel and all that stuff. So I'd recommend probably doing a Cusco City tour. It's a half-day tour.
Yeah.
You're going to see a few different sites, a few different ruins sitting around Cusco.
Okay. And that's why you should do it, because of the ruins.
Yeah, I mean, if you're hiking, you're going to have to acclimate anyway. You might as well do something.
Yeah, sure. Move around a little bit. Yeah. So that's day 2.
So day 3, again, this is a 10-day trip. So if you got more time, you can do the full Inca Trail. But day 3, you're going to do a Sacred Valley tour. That's what I'd recommend for this next step.
Okay.
Reason for that is because if you're going to probably do the short Inca Trail coming up, but the Sacred Valley is in between the start of the Inca Trail and Cusco. So see some of the sites. See Chinchero, the Pisac markets, Ollantaytambo, a few different ruin sites sitting around the Sacred Valley. It's pretty cool.
What was your favorite?
Probably Ollantaytambo.
City?
It's a big ruin site.
Yeah.
It's one of the bigger ones.
I think if I go back, I want to see the salt mines.
Oh, totally. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like that's the one that in June when we go back, rather, that's what I want to see.
Yeah. Salt mines are still used. I mean, they're still getting salt out of it.
It's cool.
Yeah. It's really cool. It's really cool. You get each family can get a little plot. Wait,
what?
Yeah. Currently in modern day, Peru, it's still actively mined, and each family can get a little plot. You might see on the pictures a little square. Yeah, that's the plot.
So what do you know much about this? Like, like
a little bit.
So did you purchase a plot?
That I don't know if it's purchased or if it's just been handed down. So
are you selling the salt, or is it something that you just use for your home?
Both.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you can get, there's also like a gift shop there that families, they're making chocolate with salted chocolate.
Oh, I love salted chocolate, man. Sweet and salty mix. It's so good.
Totally.
All right. Day 4, short Inca Trail, right?
Yep. Short Inca Trail. Because once again, you don't have enough time to do the full Inca Trail, especially if you want to hit a few different sites in Peru, make good use of your time. So short Inca Trail is 2 days, 1 night. First day is the last day of the standard 4-day Inca Trail. So you're hitting probably the most beautiful sites on the Inca Trail, honestly. You're hitting the cloud forest, and it's really cool. There's just clouds like ground level with you walking around them.
So real quick, short Inca Trail is how many days?
Short Inca Trail is 2 day, 1 night.
2 day, 1 night. So you would start at day 4, and you would still day 5. You would end up at Machu Picchu.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. So So day 5 is of the short Inca Trail. You're spending the night in a hotel. Okay. So you're hiking the first day. Yeah. Getting a good mix of what the Inca Trail is, but then day 5 is spending the day at Machu Picchu. It's all Machu Picchu day 5. Okay. So rewind quick. Let's say that we wanted to do the real Inca Trail. What day would that put us at? So we're just to recap for everyone that's listening. Day 1, you're flying into Lima. Day 2, you're flying to Cusco. 3, you're doing Sacred Valley. 4, you do short Inca Trail. However, if you were to do the regular Inca Trail, what day would you get spit out to Machu Picchu? So starting it on day 4. So you got, 4, 5, 6. You're going to be out to Machu Picchu on day 7. Okay. So you're losing a little bit of time. Yeah, you're losing time. I mean, you can do it. You can definitely do it, but you're going to have to cut out some other really cool sites in Peru.
What if you started on day 3, then you'd be ending day 6?
Yeah, you can cut out Sacred Valley tour.
Okay. Would you recommend that?
I don't think I would. There's a lot of really cool things to see in the Sacred Valley.
Even if you're a big avid hiker?
I mean, again, we're doing it for the kids, so it's adventurous here. So you can throw on get that quad bike, do an ATV sacred tour.
That's right. You could.
So we're keeping Sacred Valley.
There is an ATV Sacred Valley tour that we offer, and it's a little cooler than just your traditional Sacred Valley walking tour, I guess, right?
Right. But with that, you're going to be hitting up more of the salt mines and Moras.
Sure. Cool. So day 5, you got all day at Machu Picchu. You hang out at Machu Picchu. I'm assuming you're heading home that night.
You're heading home. You can also hit up Huayna Picchu that day 5 at if you really want to do some more hiking, seeing Machu Picchu from bird's eye view. Excuse me.
Yeah, and if you listen to the Jet on a Jet Plane podcast, that place is crazy. Like super sketch, stairs of death, heart attack moments. Find a rock. Because, you got to find a rock to sit on, right? That was the epic moment of that podcast.
Right.
Day 6.
So day 6. So we had a couple different options to go with this. We are flying back to Lima. And the reason for that is because, again, this is the Adventurous itinerary. I mean, yeah, you could go to Puno, things like that. But that's a little bit more of the non-adventurous type. And the reason we're doing that is because eventually we want to get to Ica and do some pretty fun stuff there.
Okay.
So day 6, you're flying back to Lima, and you have an option of doing something like parasailing that day in Lima.
Okay. I don't care about parasailing. What am I doing?
You could give yourself a break, but you could go to like some of the museums, maybe hit up some of the, like the big time foodie.
I'm talking I was like, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah.
I want to get that belly game on.
Right.
Dad bod full effect. No kids, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you might want to give yourself a little recovery day.
Okay. Cool. And as we progress...
So basically you're going to wake up really early, day 7.
Okay.
Because you're going to want to get down to Ballestas and Huacachina. So you can do that you can do all this in 2 days. We can get back to Lima in time for a flight out.
So you're saying Ballestas, is that the same as Ica?
No, so Ballestas is kind of like the Galapagos of Peru.
What?
Yeah, so it's a little island. Basically, you take a speedboat and you kind of drive around it, and you can see different wildlife on the island, and it's pretty cool.
How far is that from Ica?
So Ica in total, I don't know the time from Ica, but from Lima to Ica is roughly 6 hours
in Ballesta
on a bus. Ballestas is in between. It's stop in between.
Okay, got it. So you're doing this. You're not going to Ica.
No, you still are. Yeah.
You are. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. All right. So you're still going to Ica, but you're going to this Galapagos Islands of Peru, if you will.
Yep.
When we talk about Galapagos Islands, one of the biggest things that we talk about are the animals. Like, what do we got here at Ballestas? Is it Ballestas? Am I saying it right?
Ballestas.
Yeah. Okay. That one right there. Ballestas.
Mostly it's for the speedboat ride. We're doing adventure stuff.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Whatever. Cool. You
seeing some animals, seeing some birds, seeing some birds.
Cool.
Wildlife.
Love birds.
So on Ballestas, different animals you're going to see is, you got penguins, you got sea lions, pelicans, dolphins. Depending on the time of year, you might even see some humpback whales when you're on the boat.
Okay. Cool. What else we got?
And then you're going to you're going to continue on. You're going to get to Ica.
All right. So what's the difference between Ica and Huacachina?
So Ica is the main town that you're driving to from Lima, the 6-hour drive.
Okay.
It's just, there's really not much to see there, to be honest. If you're a tourist.
Okay.
If you're a tourist and you're going to take a little 5 to 10 minute drive and you're going to hit up Huacachina.
Okay. Which is the oasis in the middle of the desert.
Exactly. There's
got it.
It's the largest sand dunes in South America. And then there's a little town in it around the sand dunes.
And that's where you can get your board game on.
Yeah. You're going sandboarding. You're going to do some dune buggies.
So I'm a pretty decent snowboarder. Like, I'm all right. You think I'll be all right with sandboarding or no?
No, it's different.
Yeah, I figured
you're gonna fall.
Of course. Is there any similarities between sandboarding and snowboarding?
I mean, you're on a board. You're on a snowboard.
All right, we're going that route. I mean, like, is it
going downhill using gravity?
Everything that people have talked about though, is it like similar? Like, do you?
I mean, the skill. I suppose the skill transfers over a little bit, but I mean, I've heard so many people say they're snowboarders and they still fall.
Crazy. Yeah, I bet you. I have to guess that falling in sand's got to suck a lot more in snow, just because sand gets in your shorts and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's gonna suck.
Eyes and all that stuff doesn't melt.
Yeah. All right, let's progress. So we figured out the difference here. We were Huacachina. We're done with day 7.
Yep.
What we head to day 8.
So day 8, you're going to wake up really early again, and you're going to drive down to Nazca because you want to see the Nazca Lines. Take the flight over the.
And
over
those are crazy in general. You know, those are there's a thought process that the United States or whoever makes movies actually built the alien off of the Nazca Lines.
Oh boy.
No, I'm serious. Like, have you seen the alien one, the Nazca Lines? Like, that's supposedly where they came up with this idea of like a Martian, with the way a Martian looks.
Huh.
Because it looks similar to, like, the Nazca Line alien Martian looks similar to like aliens that we create in like whatever cartoons and stuff.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, there's a bunch of different things.
That's what David told me. I'm just throwing that out there. I remember David telling me that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool. Looks cool. Yeah.
He's like, I don't really care.
But no, it's really cool. I mean, you got these massive, what would you call them? Massive
geoglyphs.
Yeah,
I think it's like technical term. Yeah. So they were also created before like 500 BC, which is, I couldn't do that today. Now, granted, I'm not an artist in general. I can't barely draw a circle. But it's pretty incredible that they like did these crazy designs without anything. For 1,000 years, because it was 500 BC to 500 AD.
They didn't have any GPS, no Google Maps to help build them.
Yeah, no John Deere tractors.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's different.
We get a John Deere backlink now.
Yeah, there's different shapes. I mean, most of them are just straight lines. That's the massive majority of them.
Okay.
But then there's some really intricate ones, such as like, you know, as you were saying, Martian or a person.
Sure.
There's, you know, bird. There's spider. There's fish.
There's bird.
There's monkey.
There's monkey.
Lizard, dog. There's all kinds of like really intricate ones.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Day 9.
At that point, so you're driving back to Lima, and you're gonna get back really late. So
day 9 or day 8 you driving back?
Day 8 you're driving back.
Okay, got it.
And then day 9. I mean, from there you kind of just. I mean, you've been waking up really early. You're probably gonna want a little recovery. You know, just hit up some museums, Museo Larco. I mean,
could you go home this day?
Yeah, you could go home, but I mean, there's still stuff to see in Lima. I went skip Lima. You know, I'd see some things there. Hit up some of the restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a kid, you can go to a nightclub.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah.
Screw sleep, just go party. Yeah.
We're doing it for the kids, so.
That's cool. So just to recap on everything that we've talked about, we're going to do a quick little rundown. So day 1, you're arriving into Lima. You're going to be hitting it up really late. That means that you can either, if you do arrive early, you can rent some bikes, check out the boardwalk, kind of take a chill day, get that jet lag off. Day 2, you're flying out to Cusco. You're probably going to get up really early because flights are often delayed or canceled. Day 3, you're going to go to Sacred Valley and do a Sacred Valley tour. Or at that point, you could start your Inca Trail tour if you wanted to do the longer version. Day 4, you're going to do short Inca Trail. Following that, day 5, you're going to arrive in Machu Picchu. Day 6, you're going to fly back to Lima, at which point you're going to get there at a decent time so you can do some parasailing, go check out some food options, walk around town. You can rent bikes again if you wanted to. Kind of a day just for you to relax. Day 7, you're waking up super early. Okay. Going to Huacachina and Ballestas. Going to Ballestas, which is the Peru Galapagos Islands. And Huacachina is the oasis in the middle of the desert outside of Ica. Then day 8, you're going to check out the Nazca Lines from an airplane, which are flippin' sweet. Following that, day 9, you're heading back to Lima. You have head back to Lima on day 8, the end of day 8. On day 9, you got a chill day to kind of check out some museums, eat some good food, go drinking, whatever it is you want to do. Day 10, you hop into that plane, you flying home. That's your 10-day itinerary. And that's the bottom line All right, I'm not going to do that. That's a 10-day itinerary.
It's the kid itinerary.
That's a kid itinerary. And that means the next itinerary that's coming up, which is, it's anybody's itinerary.
Right.
The one coming up next is going to be for the non-adventurous, people who kind of don't want to go hiking. I mean, how would you describe it? Like more just chill?
It's the itinerary that I'm planning for my parents when they go to
Oh,
Peru.
Man, the parents. Okay.
My mom is not going to be sandboarding.
No, probably not.
She's had a hip replacement. I
So
mean,
if you've got a hip replacement, this next podcast is totally for you. That's what we gather.
I wonder if we can get some sponsorship from like a medical hip replacement company.
Oh man, cool. Well, thanks, Kev, for taking the time to write that up. Again, if you guys want to see this itinerary written out in a PDF format, let us know. We'll definitely get it doctored up, get it looking pretty, and send it off for free. That's about it. If you guys are booking your trip, you want to book through us, let us know. KachiLife.com. Again, I'm David Kozlowski.
Kevin Groh.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Take care.